yes. And yes. Wow. What a time. Fox says YouTube God struck me down. This is very accurate. And now we've learned our lesson, haven't we? So for one thing, we've learned... Hold on, I think this is very funny. This is at least very fun in terms of just coincidental stuff going on. That's... Oh, this is wonderful. Sorry, I'm just like setting stuff back up now, I guess, because we don't get to do that. This is what we've learned. We can't watch the show, especially a successful show like that one. We can't do that on the stream. That's not allowed. Sorry, everybody. YouTube said it's no cool. Upstairs Candy says, Cool Cat. Cool Cat is here. Don't worry. We've got that worked out, but everything else is up in the air right now. I thought it would be fun. I thought it would be fun to watch, you know, this really successful animated thing that so many people like, and I wanted to say some positive things about it, and there is a lot of positive things. There are a lot of positive things to say about Hazbin Hotel. I don't get to. I don't get you, but that's okay. That's okay. We're all here. We're hanging out. We're having fun. Purple says YouTube works fast. This is interesting, Purple. This is something I was talking about. I don't know if anybody was here at the very start of what is now the last stream. But I was saying, I was under the impression that YouTube can't block streams while they're happening. Like, it just wouldn't let you upload it after the fact if it catches copyright stuff. That is not the case. We have learned this, and now we are wiser for it. And it is very disappointing, because I love the idea of doing a stream with just tons of copyrighted stuff, tons of copyrighted music, maybe just watching copyrighted shows off of Netflix or something. Like, why not, right? Who cares if it doesn't get uploaded? Who cares if I get a singular copyright strike? Whatever. We're not allowed. We're not allowed. And I just now got the email from YouTube saying, like, hey, by the way, your stream we stopped your stream. Thank you for that, YouTube. Thank you for that a lot. Ryan the Homestuck Nerd, who I think is new to the stream, welcome. Ryan says that they finished reading Homestuck, and I'm proud of you, even though I was never a big Homestuck fan. I'm glad you accomplished your goal. And I hope it leads to an even more fulfilling life. And I'm only vaguely aware of the Homestuck fandom and all that stuff, but that is impressive. Just getting through something that massive is pretty impressive. Upstairs Candy's here. Hey, how's it going? I feel like we're doing much better now that we started over from scratch and I'm just on my desktop. This is the stuff we're allowed to do, or games, but whatever. That's another thing. Upstairs Candy, anyway, says YouTube is fast at stopping small creators. Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's not any kind of vendetta. It's all automated processes. We're fighting against bots at this point. That's okay. Whatever. Now we know. And I agree. I do think it would be cool to just, like, say, fudge it. I don't think I should curse on streams, or I try not to. But I do think it would be kind of fun to just be like, whatever, I don't care how many strikes I get. We're just doing copyrighted everything. But yeah, this is certainly an interesting development. So now we know that. And Fox says, I always wonder how Twitch streamers, the streamers get taken down when reacting to YouTube, but you can't. It completely depends on the specific YouTube videos, I think. Fox. I think that's how it works. Because, for example, like any of my stuff, if somebody else like watched one of my videos on a stream or something, or if they made their own video about it and just played it in the background without obscuring anything, they would not get claimed, because I don't put my work into Content ID systems. They're like these third-party services where they'll go to companies and they'll say, hey, pay us a certain amount of money, come on around, and we'll put, give us your files, and that way our automated process will identify that content when other people are using it on the internet without your express permission. So that's what Content ID is. So since I don't put any of my stuff into that, I don't put any of my videos into Content ID. I don't put any of my music that I make into Content ID. Nothing. Anybody could totally do something like that. If it's just some YouTube channel that doesn't worry about copyright stuff, you can totally show it. You can totally talk about it. But if it's a big channel with a lot of money behind it, if it has copyrighted music, music is like basically a 100% sure thing to get just outright blocked and maybe get your video taken down. Anyway, so that's the kind of the situation. Ryan the Homestuck Nerd says, when I played JoJo Eyes of Heaven, my stream got taken down fast. Really? Is that, sorry, I'm not super familiar with JoJo or the JoJo games. Is that one of the gacha games from JoJo, or is that like a full console game or PC game or something like that? Also, your stream, okay, cool. I'll have to check out your stuff if you do some streaming stuff there. Purple says, how many strikes can you get in an hour challenge? So here's the thing about the strikes. And I did a whole video on YouTube copyright stuff. So if anybody wants like more details and like more thoroughly researched information, you can check out that video. But basically there's several different tiers of like copyright issues on YouTube, and copyright claims and blocks are not that serious. They don't give you strikes. Strikes are the most serious thing other than like a DCMA takedown. And if you get 3 strikes within like, I think like 90 days, your channel's gone. Your channel's terminated. I think they remove just everything you've ever uploaded. Like, super not okay. So you can get like 1 strike, and there's a cooldown period, so after like 3 months, that strike will go away. But if you get 3 strikes within that time span, you're done. Goodbye. Sorry about all the work you did. Like, you're done. So I probably will not be trying the how many copyright strikes can I get in an hour challenge. That would probably destroy everything that I've done here. And that's a little too edgy for me. Like, completely self-destructing the channel to the point where people can't even watch the old videos, that would be a pretty hardcore move, huh? Just like, forget it. We're done. There's no legacy. There's no posterity. This is off the internet. That would be kind of interesting. Fox says that's a shame with the cover stuff. Whatever. But sorry about that, guys. Thank you, everybody, for showing up. I'm just now scrambling. I'm like, what can I do for visuals on the stream that's even kind of interesting? I guess I could put the music people back on. Sorry, no, don't even look. Nobody look. Husband, you're not allowed. No. Other video that I don't think will... Actually, you know what? I should check my... I assume it was Hasbin Hotel that got my thing taken down. Yes. Oh, they don't even tell me what content. After copyrighted material is no longer being streamed, streams are automatically re-enabled. Well, I hope I'm not doing 2 simultaneous streams right now, because I'm not doing that. That would be a bit too much, even for me. Can I... What is this? Sorry, I'm getting a bunch of emails now. No, this is fine. Anyway, how's it going? Ryan says it's a fighting game. Oh, okay. Okay. I've never been super into fighting... But wait a minute, why did they take it down? Who publishes that game? I don't hear very often about game streams being taken down at all. That's really interesting. Huh. But yeah, if you want to share more about that, please feel free. Anyway, Upstairs Candy says, Terraria is a good game. Yes, it is. It's one of my favorites. I don't know if you saw that on my Steam page or whatever. I love it. I play that. I've played that probably more than any other game I can think of. On different versions. I had a pirated version when I was in college, and then I bought versions on different platforms over the years, but Terraria is one of my all-time favorites. I think it's really fantastic. Starbound, yeah. Anyway, sorry, I'm falling behind here. Upstairs Candy says, "What a way to go! The three strike thing. It would be interesting." And I don't know if you guys are into. I don't know if you guys have seen. What do we call it? No, I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to do this right now. I don't know if you guys watch any of Jim Sterling stuff, but I think it was earlier this year, where they released a video about this guy who makes these terrible shovelware games, right, and just tries to make a quick buck off of them. And he releases like one a year, and they're all the same, and they're all awful. He always says bad things about this guy's games, and so this guy decided that he would essentially do like guerrilla warfare online and try to issue at least 3 strikes for videos that Jim Sterling had made about his games, which would have completely destroyed the entire channel, which has been around for many years. It has like at least 800,000 subs, you know. So it gets pretty skeezy when like people just decide they're going to abuse the copyright system. I'm not a big fan of that. I am not on board with that at all. But even when it's used supposedly legally, I'm not on board. Yeah, I think the way they've executed it is pretty awful. Anyway, I'm probably falling behind in the chat here. Fox says, Hasbin Hotel showed for 1 second, you're going to get a strike. Maybe copyrighted music in the game is what shut the JoJo thing down. Maybe, I guess. Maybe Ryan has some more details for us on the specifics of that situation. Sorry, I'm just kind of multitasking here. Yes, this account. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Websites, they're crazy, huh? Okay, anyway. What else we got? Upstairs says music in COD Zombies can be taken down. Oh, I see. Okay. Well, and that's the thing too, right? I think like, yeah, I also have a friend who streams the Tony Hawk remakes, Tony Hawk 1 and 2 remaster or whatever it is. And yeah, tons of that music, it's just licensed music, so that gets claimed. That's a good point. Games can get taken down specifically for the music, because that's much easier to identify through an automated process as compared to gameplay, because gameplay can vary so much that it's never going to match like a thumbprint, you know what I mean? So it's kind of interesting, the difference between the two. Upstairs says, I was just playing Terraria last night. Oh, okay, like for the first time or something, or was it just on top of mind? Would I do another full Terraria run, like just from scratch? That would be interesting. On journey mode. Journey mode's much better. Sorry, very specific Terraria talk. Anyway, what else we got here? Ryan says, rip to those who get rickrolled on stream. And Ryan also says, most of my streams that have copyrighted songs, like Vigor, don't get taken down. So I don't know. Yeah, I guess it just comes down to how each individual copyright holder manages content ID stuff and strikes. Because it could be the artist in question, it could be a record label who owns the rights to that music, it could be, you know, companies that we don't even really see who actually have the rights there. So it's tricky. It's tricky. You never know what the results are going to be, which makes it even harder to use or talk about any of this stuff online, especially on YouTube. There are just some things you're not allowed to talk about. Music is one of the biggest ones, I think. Anyway, whole big thing. What can I do here? What should I do on the stream now? I don't know how much longer I'm going to be streaming, but like, I don't know. I have Pajama Sam. Do you guys like Pajama Sam? I got that. Is anything on sale on Steam? What else we got here? Sorry. Lucas says, hello, Lucas. Are you in? I'm not going to do a British accent. I was wondering if the spelling was meant to imply that you were a British person, but that's okay. Everyone's welcome here, even the British people. Oh, Steam, stop. Oh, is this the big Steam sale? Oh, hey. Upstairs says I was starting a new Terraria world on the 360. Oh, interesting. I have Terraria on the Switch, and I just don't like playing it on the gamepad. I can't wrap my head around it. I'm so used to keyboard and mouse for that game that it completely throws me off. I'm much slower. Inventory management can be kind of a hassle, but I'm impressed with anyone who can play it on consoles. But yeah, it's fantastic. I do it all the time. I'm sorry. Parkour Fox also asked, have you played The Forest? No, I haven't. I think The Forest was one of those relatively early survival games, right? I don't know if it was online multiplayer or not. I've definitely seen people play it before. And I don't think it ever got as big as Rust, right? I think Rust is technically still going, right? Rust was such a big deal. Oh my gosh. Rust was huge. Ryan says it's a Japanese game and they have different copyright laws, so maybe that's why. That's a pretty good guess, Ryan. Either way, I'm sorry to hear that it got. Can you imagine? Oh my gosh, if I was a person who almost exclusively streamed games and I just didn't know ahead of time which games I could stream without having to worry about takedowns. That would be so stressful. I don't want that at all. But it's really unfortunate that that's how they're treating it, I guess, right now. Whatever. Oh, here's The Forest. It's on sale. And Rust. $26 for Rust. I'm just on Steam now, I guess. This is my very good stream that I'm doing. I do kind of want BeamNG. Fox says, never heard of it. Have you played Ark? It has multiplayer. I enjoyed it, and I'm waiting for the sequel called The Sons of the Forest. I've not played Ark. I think it's on Game Pass, and I have Game Pass now. So I've seen it around, and I know a couple people who play Ark, but I've never done it. But that's another survival fueled thing, right? Just in a more fantastical setting. Oh, here it is. I got my email from Steam saying that 29 items from my wish list are on sale. So we made it. It's the Steam sale. Hooray, everyone. Hooray. Hooray. Let's see what I can spend my money on. I want to get all the Humongous Entertainment games, even though they don't actually have all of them. Have you guys played Going Under? It's one of the best games I've played in a long time, with some of the best messaging. I've been wanting to do a big video on it for a while. Haven't gotten to. It's $3. Well, $4, but not so bad. Not so bad. Anyway, Sons of the Forest. That's something maybe I'll put that on my wish list as well. And I think Forest, I might have it somewhere through some kind of free deal, some promotional thing. So I'll have to check on that. What else we got here? Upstairs Candy says, I normally play, I think, Terraria with keyboard and mouse. Saw my 360 and wanted to beat it again on the 360. That's cool. Anytime it's a kind of nostalgic run through an old game that you've played a lot, I think those can be really excellent. I definitely do that with Mario Sunshine and some other GameCube stuff I'm a big fan of. But yeah, Terraria, I'm almost always playing Terraria, more or less. At least a few times a year at this point. How did we feel about Sable? Did anyone play Sable? I was kind of mixed on Sable. What else we got here? Fox says, I like survival games more than first-person shooters. That's fair. That's fair. I mean, I'm bad at first-person shooters to begin with, so I don't think I can really weigh in too much on that discussion. I'm terrible. Keyboard and mouse, I'm kind of okay at first-person shooters. But survival, I don't know. The concept is so appealing, isn't it? Just the idea of I'm starting with nothing and I've got to make my way. I would even argue that there's an element of that in the early game of Terraria, of just I need shelter. I need something to fight with. And I need to not die. There is something very appealing about that. Maybe it's just our animal brains really zeroing in on oh, this is what I'm built for. This is what I need to accomplish in life, is just surviving. Which is fair enough. Ryan says, and since I do no commentary gaming streams, it makes copyright music stand out more. Oh, okay. That would make sense. Yeah, if you don't have like other audio obscuring the underlying music, yeah, that's got to be easy pickings for the bots, right? Because they're just hearing the music and then maybe some in-game sound effects, but I don't think it would be too heavy to confuse the content ID. Actually, let me see. Yeah, we're just hanging out now. This is the most casual. I've done some casual streams. This is the most, I think. And I hope I'm not ruining my upload speed by doing all this. Okay, so if they have the big bundle of humongous entertainment games on sale, I'm buying it. And yes, it's on sale for $50 instead of $100. I think I'm gonna do it. I really liked humongous entertainment games growing up, and I want to play them all, but they're kind of hard to find online. And I think my computer can run. Let's see, DirectX compatible cards. I think I have that. Yeah, I think I can handle these games from the 90s. We should be okay. Fox says, I'm on console, so my game catalog is small. I think that's ultimately a good thing. My backlog on pretty much every system I have is extensive, and that's a bad thing. Especially when you're spending money on stuff, even if it's on sale, like it adds up. And I have, especially on my Switch, I have a ton of games that I'll probably just never play, if I'm being honest. But no, yeah, Game Pass is kind of changing that for me. I got a Series S somewhat recently, like a month ago. And I got it almost exclusively because of Game Pass. And because I knew I would get to play a bunch of stuff, or at least try it out without having to buy it. It's really good for that. It's really good for just playing a bunch of games that are pretty darn good without having to pay anywhere between $5 and $60 for each one. So I'm thankful for that, but I think it's just Xbox One, and then the current gen Xboxes have Game Pass, right? And then there is Game Pass for PC, which I even made a video about a while ago. But they don't have as wide a selection, so it's a bit of a lower tier, in my opinion. And there's some janky stuff about how they handle that on PC. Anyway, what else we got? Lucas asks, have you played Slay the Spire? I have, but very little. And that's actually a Game Pass game on my Xbox, so I downloaded it specifically for that. It's one I've heard about for a very long time. I'm a fan of roguelikes and roguelites, more so roguelites, because you get to carry over progress from different rounds. So, yeah, I've liked it so far. I've only played a couple hours. And for a while, I also wasn't into games that try to incorporate, like, deck building elements. I was never into, like, Magic the Gathering growing up, or I never really even did the Pokemon card game, other than just collecting some stuff. So, yeah, long story short, I've loved it so far. It's definitely the kind of thing where there's just enough thought involved to play it, where it distracts you from other things you might be stressed about. And yeah, but you have to be strategic. You are thinking. It's not just a turn your brain off kind of game. But I've had fun with it. Yeah, I'm assuming, Lucas, that you've played it as well. But yeah, if anyone's interested in that one, it is on Game Pass. I think for both PC and console. I'd have to check. But I think it's pretty great. I think it's a pretty cool game. So I'll have to dig in a little bit more, try out some more things. Candy says, have you seen the new TV show Hit Monkey? I think it's pretty good. No, I think I saw it pop up on Hulu, and I didn't know that it was a Marvel product right away, but a friend did mention it to me, and I think they said some positive things about it. Said something I would potentially try. I haven't researched it, so I don't know if there are specific animators involved that I really like, or if it's a specific animation studio or whatever. But I would give it a shot. I tend to be more receptive to like the Marvel stuff that's more spin-off-y, that is allowed to be a bit more creative and weird and different. compared to the, I guess, mainline Marvel stuff. But yeah, it looks all right. But if you have any, if you want to elaborate on your thoughts there, Upstairs Candy, on why you've been enjoying it, please feel free. This is technically an animation YouTube channel, sort of, I guess, sometimes. So yeah, please let us know. Ryan says, I play gacha games, third-person shooters, and fighting games mostly. But I do play some other stuff too. Yeah, gachas. I don't do gachas. Yakko made a really good video, or I think a couple different videos on gacha games. And if you guys aren't familiar with Yakko stuff, it's very Gen Z, like, sense of humor and editing style. But I like it a lot. He's doing some good work. He's doing some good work over there, and I think he's very successful, so maybe people have already heard of him. But yeah, I think it's Yakko CMN. Maybe Yakko was taken. Anyway, and third-person shooters, I feel like I tend to be more okay with third-person shooters than first-person shooters, but that's just a personal preference. Fighting games I've never been able to do. I haven't found a lot of fun in fighting games, so I haven't dug into that much. But yeah, if anybody's interested, I'm sure Ryan might have a YouTube channel or a way to get to their Twitch, so feel free to check that out. What else we got here? Parkour Fox says, I don't really like Terraria, but I never really got into it in the first place. If more games were crossplay, I think I'd switch to Xbox. Terraria, I also think, has a tough onboarding process. I do think it takes quite a while to kind of get in the groove. It's also just not for everybody, period. It's not a style of gameplay that everybody likes. But that said, even for me, it took a long time to get into it. And that makes it tough to recommend, even like shows and stuff. If you're ever making the argument, well, it gets good after like 2 or 3 seasons, that's a tough sell for someone. If they have to slog through like 1 or 2 seasons of a whole show just to get to the good stuff, that's it's a little tricky. And if there are more games that crossplay, yeah, I've been dying to try out It Takes Two, which is nominated for Game of the Year and is exclusively co-op. It's like the best Toy Story game we're ever going to get. But I have to find somebody to play it with me, because I just want to play It Takes Two, the whole thing, in like one sitting. But you need somebody else. I don't think they have any bots or anything like that. So, but yeah, console exclusives are so stupid. That's another topic. Anyway, Upstairs Candy says that Hitmonkey is on Hulu. Okay, confirming that. Gotcha. Yeah, I thought that's where I saw it popped up. And also says there's more gore, and it doesn't feel like Marvel so much. It's its own thing. Yeah, that's what I like to hear about the Marvel spin-off stuff. I guess there's that other Patton Oswalt Marvel thing that I think was also on Hulu, although I've already forgotten the name, and I never watched any of it. But I did get the sense, we're going to do some wacky stuff now. We're going to open it up. We're making plenty of money on the mainline stuff. We're going to incorporate it into the Disney parks. It makes perfect sense to me that they now feel comfortable enough to do weird stuff. And if that means that people who have not previously gotten a chance to make a show or to have their creative vision sort of realized, that's excellent. That's one of... I mentioned this in my Robin video too, but like that's one of the best things that these massive, giant, super wealthy studios, animation studios, whatever, can do, is to provide resources for people who want to make something interesting. And I think there are a lot of people out there, there are a lot of audiences for interesting work that doesn't feel like paint by the numbers, that feels like it has its own vision. So that's good news. Anyway, long story short, if that's the tone that Hitmonkey is striking, then I'm more on board, and I'm definitely curious to check it out now. So yeah. Fox says Netflix has gotten so bad now. Hulu is better, in my opinion. Netflix is a big topic too. It's a mix, I think. Netflix is still doing some interesting stuff, but they're also casting their net so wide that I don't know. I do think they end up making a lot of kind of junk. And that wasn't always the case. They did have a pretty decent reputation going for a while in terms of Netflix originals. And now everything, they just want everything to be a Netflix original because anything that they're licensing from another studio could potentially go away at any time. I think very soon they're going to be losing all the Star Trek stuff, which is a pretty big blow to me because I love Star Trek The Next Generation. Deep Space Nine is pretty good. That's about the extent of my Star Trek watching. But anyway, so yeah, it's just up to Netflix to get on all these other production studios and buy the rights to all this other stuff. Obviously, they did Squid Game, which is a big deal, and they just have to keep getting the hits, and that seems very stressful. So I don't know if they're going to be successful in the long run, but for the moment, it does seem that a lot of people are kind of losing interest in Netflix to a certain degree, and I guess I would consider myself one of those people as well, at least for the moment. Hulu's okay, yeah, and I think Hulu's now getting rolled up into Disney Plus stuff. Like you can do some kind of bundle of like, I think it's ESPN and Hulu and Disney Plus, which, okay, if you're into all that stuff, maybe it's worth it, but yeah, I've never actually subscribed to Hulu myself. I just have someone else's login, but it's all right. This is something, please don't tell anybody this. This is a secret. Okay, Internet? This is a secret. But I have an HBO Max login. And it's not mine. And long story short, the login belongs to someone who's pretty big in Hollywood. But it's okay. It's totally kosher. It's totally fine. But that's how I access HBO Max. So it's a Hollywood person who's paying for it, and I get to enjoy that. Ooh, maybe I'll watch the Harry Potter movies. Oh, the Harry Potter movies are stupid and also good sometimes. Sorry, I'm falling behind in the chat, I think. Fox says, I bought It Takes Two with my friend. It was one of the best co-op games I've ever played, and it kept me interested. Yeah, just the, like, oh my gosh. Game design, mechanics, visuals, sound design. I've watched, like, full playthroughs and stuff, and I still totally want to get into it. And that's usually a very good sign for a game. It's just that, like, I'm still interested. I still feel like I want to experience it for myself, rather than, just watching a Let's Play. Because there are plenty of other games where I don't feel like I need to play it. I'll just watch other people play it, and I'm good to go. Yeah. Anyway, I'm super excited, but it's just part of Game Pass. It Takes Two is just on Game Pass, so and you only have to have one copy of the game to play with somebody else. I'm down. I'm ready. It's time to play that one for sure. Candy says, I have Star Trek Next Generation on DVD. Oh, lucky. Yeah, I should just get the Blu-rays, but they're kind of expensive. And they're going to get even more expensive when it gets pulled from Netflix. Because I'm not getting Paramount Plus. Are you kidding? No, I'm not. No. That would be a bridge too far. Is that a saying? Anyway, yeah, I do. I watch it a lot. I go through it a lot. Fox says, yeah, since so many companies are making streaming services, Netflix is taking a lot of blows. Yeah, for sure. Even though they were like basically the earliest powerhouse in online video streaming stuff and feature film streaming, yeah, they've been deficit spending for years. So like, there's got to be a breaking point, right? If a subscriber level drops to a certain level. I think that might just be it, but who knows? I'm not an insider. I don't work for Netflix, so that's that. But yeah, they're taking some hits. We'll see if they survive. Do you guys remember when Netflix first started doing online streaming? And I think it was called the Instant Queue at that time. Their selection was awful. It was like, it was so bad. It was just the bottom of the barrel trash. I think they had like Escanaba in the Moonlight, which is how it's spelled. I remember that movie being on Netflix's instant streaming for a while. Wow. It was a very different time for streaming. Fox also said the split screen is one of the only games Or it isn't annoying. Oh, and It Takes Two. Yeah, I feel like you need the split screen in that one for sure. I agree with the choice, definitely. Fox says, no, I just read Fox. Upstairs Candy says, the only great stuff I see with Netflix, BoJack Horseman, Breaking Bad, and Better Call Saul. And all that stuff's over, right? Has Better Call Saul been canceled yet? I feel like it was still going somewhat recently because Bob Odenkirk got sick or injured or something, and that was apparently stifled production on Better Call Saul. Breaking Bad's done, obviously. BoJack Horseman's done. I don't see them rebooting that. And I do love BoJack, of course, but yeah, I don't know. People like Squid Game. I don't, but they can still do hits, and it's because they're not making stuff. They're not doing stuff in-house. They just, go to other production companies who have ideas or who are already working on something and say, hey, we like your idea. Give it. We're going to pay you a bunch of money. It's ours now. We'll put our branding on it. So, yeah, that's that. We'll see how Netflix does. Hardcore says, eventually kill Blockbuster. Yeah, there was also a time where Blockbuster tried to do online streaming. Do you remember that? That was short. That was what, like maybe a couple months? I forget how that whole system worked, but it seemed very strange to me. Oh no, coffee's ruining my throat. Upstairs Candy says, I think HBO Max is the best because it has most of South Park. Oh, does it? Does it not have every season of South Park? HBO Max is pretty decent. They even have some Criterion collection stuff on there, and I'm a sucker for that. Even though I have the Criterion streaming service, don't tell anybody. I don't think that's very hip. But yeah, HBO's decent. They have the Lord of the Rings movies on there, which I want to rewatch all the time until I start rewatching them, and then I don't want to rewatch them anymore. Harry Potter stuff is on there. They're getting some of the Cartoon Network stuff. Summer Camp Island. Craig of the Creek, which I am making a video. I'm making a Craig of the Creek video. It's happening, but my video editing software is having a lot of trouble this week. So I'm just trying to power through and get it finished, but it's a lot of editing. It's a lot of work, so hopefully soon that'll be done. But Craig of the Creek is very good. That's my review. But yeah, HBO Max is decent. And then their prestige stuff too. I don't know if you guys got into like White Lotus. I still have to finish White Lotus, but I do have some things to say on it. That's that. What else we got? Ryan says Hulu's the best for anime. Oh, okay. I would always think Crunchyroll for anime, but like, I don't know. Hulu, I guess, has a lot of the big anime. They have My Hero Academia. They have at least part of Cowboy Bebop. I don't know if they have One Piece on there or not. I never got into One Piece. And is that where JoJo is now? I started watching JoJo somewhere, but I don't remember if it was on Netflix. Netflix has some decent stuff. They have Devilman Crybaby, which is technically a Netflix original, I think. They had Little Witch Academia, which I just finished, which is from Trigger, and of course Kill la Kill is on Netflix, which I like quite a bit. There's a mix, but yeah, and I never got Crunchyroll for myself. But that's certainly the way to just dive into way too much anime. if you want it, it's there, you know. But yeah, it's a whole thing. Upstairs Candy says it's over, but it's all I watch. I think like BoJack and Breaking Bad and stuff. Okay, I mean that's fair. I do rewatch BoJack quite a bit, and like The Simpsons. Fox says, I feel like I don't watch enough Disney for Disney Plus, and I enjoy both of those shows. I think the Netflix shows we were talking about. Yeah, Disney Plus, I get tired of very quickly. It's good for like a nostalgia kick, but I run out of stuff on there very quickly. I don't care about the new Marvel stuff so much. I don't care about the Star Wars shows that they do on there, although the anime Star Wars thing was kind of neat. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, Disney Plus, I don't think it would be worth it for me, really. Upstairs Candy says HBO Max is missing five episodes, Cartoon Wars 1 and 2, episode 200, 201, Super Best Friends. Oh, so maybe it was just because of like the censorship stuff, because I think some of those episodes had the Muhammad stuff, right? That whole controversy. Gotcha. But that's weird. They're not missing whole seasons, just like specific episodes they just didn't want to support or something. Yeah, that's strange. Anyway, Fox says, I watched Summer Camp Island video, but it was a shame it was on HBO Max. Yeah, I do think it could have continued to be very successful, specifically on Cartoon Network. I don't know what the decision-making was there. I'm glad it still gets to exist. I'm worried that if there wasn't an HBO Max, Summer Camp Island would have just died after a couple seasons, and that would be it. And that would be very sad, because I do think it's an excellent show. So maybe in a way, it's positive that HBO Max is letting these shows continue on, that Cartoon Network, I don't know, doesn't want or something, or that they're not confident. I don't know. But yeah, if you can afford HBO Max, it's very expensive. But yeah, then you get the good Cartoon Network stuff. And yeah, Adventure Time Distant Lands, which I never watched because I don't know if I want to. That's that. Ryan says Hulu will get Demon Slayer Season 2 before Netflix. Oh, wow. And also, no, I'm talking about outside of Netflix, Hulu, and HBO Max, Crunchyroll is the best. Sure, right. So you were just saying, like, among the major streaming services. I gotcha. Don't you worry. But yeah, I would probably agree with that. Hulu is pretty decent. Pretty darn decent when it comes to anime stuff. Not that I'm a huge anime guy, so I can't speak to it very much. But yeah, decent selection for sure. Upstairs Candy says Hulu has a lot of anime I don't watch. Oh, well, in that case... Personal preference is definitely a factor. Fox says, I used to be big on anime, but I stopped. Only watched time I got reincarnated as a slime. I got reincarnated as a slime right now. I'm not familiar with that, but it's certainly a compelling title. Upstairs Candy said all those episodes that got pulled had Muhammad in some form. Gotcha. That would explain it then, huh? HBO Max didn't want to take that gamble. Fox says only watched on Cartoon Network. I don't really watch anything else. I don't really want anything else to watch on HBO Max. Fair enough. Totally cool. And so you don't subscribe. Yeah, gotcha. And Upstairs Candy says they have apologies to Jesse Jackson, which shocks me. Oh, yeah. Remember that episode? Oof. South Park was a little bit edgier. Not that they're not edgy now, but there was a run, I don't know, seasons like 10 to 15. I was super on board for that era of South Park. And yeah, I watched quite a bit of that. I watched it quite often. Did a lot of binge watching for that at the time. But yeah, I think I might... Here, I'll look at my wish list. I guess everybody gets to see my wish list now. I hope that's not too personal. Deus Ex, Battlefront 2 is also on Game Pass. Works Must Die of the second game is pretty fun. Never played Resident Evil 4. Recore is on Game Pass. Code Vein is on Game Pass. So I'll remove it. It's actually not bad. Doom Eternal is on Game Pass. Sunset Overdrive is on Game Pass. I'm advertising now. Surge 2 is on Game Pass. Yep. I don't think Black Flag is. Skyrim is. I don't like Skyrim that much. Horizon 4 is on Game Pass. Trackmania, Dark Souls, Tabs, Spiritfarer. Persona 5 Strikers. Maybe. Oh no, what happened to Persona 4 Golden? We don't get the image? Maybe I'm really straining my internet right now. I bet I am. Guilty Gear. Blaster Master, Elder Souls. I don't know. How do people feel about this one? I saw it in some Nintendo promo. And the concept and the visuals seem kind of appealing to me, but I have no idea what it's actually about. Labyrinth City is wonderful. I just have to buy that at some point. Toho Nights is on Game Pass. Garden Story I bought on Switch and I didn't like it and I made a big video. Yeah. Okay. Nier Automata is on Game Pass as well. Tunic looks fun. I might get Tunic when that comes out. F1 game's on Game Pass. word game looked kind of neat. Unpacking a bot on Switch. Oh, Bear and Breakfast. Ooh, I'm so excited for Bear and Breakfast. I'm very excited for that one. And this other stuff, I don't care about too much. No Straight Roads. I do want to play at some point. It looks pretty cool. Ryan says, I'm still happy Family Guy is still on Hulu, but it most likely will go to Disney Plus since they own Fox. That's a good point. Well, I don't know. I wonder if it would be a good branding decision to put Family Guy on Disney Plus, just because everything they have there is like, there's no edge to it at all. You know what I mean? Even The Simpsons, like, is kind of family friendly in the end. So I wonder if they would have the guts to put Family Guy on there or not. But I guess we'll see. But you're right. They do own 21st Century Fox, whereas it's just called now 21st Century because Fox has terrible public image. So that's that. Hardcore Fox says Battlefront 2 is better now, but it's dying slowly. Yeah, that's like almost exclusively online multiplayer, right? Like it maybe has a little bit of single player stuff. I don't do a lot of multiplayer. That's not really my thing. Anyway, that's that. Fox also says that Sunset Overdrive is good. Shame it got no sequel. Yeah, no, I have it. I had it on my PC first, and then I got it on the Xbox, and I love it. I think Sunset Overdrive is actually pretty cool, and it's Insomniac. I was kind of a fan of the Ratchet and Clank games growing up, and I don't know, there's a lot of creativity happening there. It can be a bit much for some people in Sunset Overdrive. It's like a little bit too quirky, I guess. I think it's great. Just the movement. If a game has really fun movement, I almost don't care what the actual mechanics are. Like I just like being there and running around, and that 100% applies to Sunset Overdrive. It's so much fun. It's so much fun just to run around and shoot stuff. It's great. It can be pretty hard at times though, at least for me. But yeah, I don't know. No sequel, whatever. I guess they were busy with more Ratchet and Clank after that. That's that. Upstairs Candy says, I love Black Flag. Yeah, I haven't played that one. I don't think I've played any of the Assassin's Creed games, but Black Flag is the one where I felt kind of interested, and I've heard enough good things about it. That I was like, yeah, okay, fun pirate game. Yes, please. That sounds like a good time. Fox says, seems like Game Pass is worth the price, subscription fee, right? It's a good value. It is right now. It's definitely right now. It's one of the best deals in playing games if you don't want to spend a bunch of money on stuff and you're okay with like a $10 a month or $15 a month subscription. Yeah, I'm not trying to shill, but like honestly, it's very good for budget gaming. And it probably won't stay that way forever. They will probably either jack the price up at some point, or they won't offer as many games, or people won't be as crazy about the games that they do offer. So it's probably a honeymoon thing. Like it's not going to last forever. But right now, it's really good. It is a really good value. So yeah, that's just where we are with that. Yeah. Mustard's Candy says, I think Family Guy should stay on Hulu. And also the Game Pass is good. I agree, and I love running it. I love running Assassin's Creed 3. Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll see about Family Guy. Was Hulu originally a Fox product? Is that where it came from at first? Because Family Guy's been there since the start, right? They're like super old Hulu ads that are just like, look, we got Family Guy, come give us money. Also got a Parkour Fox asks whether I have played the new Ratchet and Clank, and I have not because I don't have a PS5, and it's very unlikely that I will get a PS5 anytime soon. Maybe like, I don't know, 3 or 4 years from now. If I could buy it, if I could even buy a PS5 at list price, I would maybe do it. If it was just like $500, tax, whatever, I would probably do it, but I can't. I'm not down to fight against bots when shopping online. I'm not down to stand in line at a store when they get a restock. I know some folks who have a PS5, so I've played around on them. and at least in my opinion, basically the system seller for the PS5, in a somewhat jokey way, is Astro's Playroom, because it's fantastic. That was just like a pack-in 3D platformer game. It's really good. It's really good. But beyond that, no, I have not played. Haven't played that. I do really want to play the Ratchet and Clank game, but I just don't have any Sony stuff right now, and they refuse to let it be cross-platform. So, shrug. Thanks a lot, Sony. We appreciate that. God of War is coming over. I'll probably get God of War on PC. I could do that. I played a little bit of that on a friend's PS5, and that was fun. What was the other one? Bloodborne might come over. I'd be down for that. Bloodborne and Sekiro are like my favorite Souls-likes that are actually from Software. Those are pretty good. They're much faster. I don't know. I don't like the super slow original Dark Souls feel. It's not really my jam. Upstairs Candy clarifies, running in, not it, sorry, for Assassin's Creed 3. Gotcha. No problem. It's cool. It's cool. Yeah, never played an Assassin's Creed game. I've watched people play them and friends had them and stuff. I never got into it, but I'm sure I'd like at least a couple of them. There's so many at this point. My gosh. Ryan says Hulu was originally for shows to watch new episodes the day after they aired. Okay, so they just had specific deals where it was that fast. And even, I guess they still do that with like Bob's Burgers, right? And the other animation domination stuff. So I think new Simpsons exclusively is Hulu now. And Disney Plus gets it later, but Disney Plus has the earlier seasons of The Simpsons, which are better. But yeah, Hulu is Family Guy, Bob's Burgers, new Simpsons. So I could see the appeal there for sure. And I do watch Bob's on there sometime. I do like that show. But thanks for the info though, Ryan. I appreciate that. Upstairs Candy says the only reason I would get a PlayStation console is to play Uncharted. Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, I've never done Uncharted. I did play some of the Tomb Raider games, the somewhat new trilogy, which is basically copying the Uncharted formula. But yeah, some people are super into Uncharted. Never tried them out. Well, like I said, I haven't had PlayStation systems, so. But that would be cool. Are they working on a new Uncharted? I assume so, just because it's such a huge franchise. I'm sure they want one on the PS5, but yeah, there it is. Fox says, I love Bloodborne. It's just really good. Like, even to me, who I don't know things about game design, I'm not very good at difficult games or games in general. Bloodborne is just immediate. As soon as you pick it up, it's like, oh wait, this is really good. Like, these people know what they're doing for sure. So yeah. Store, I don't know. Yes, I see there's a sale. Thank you. Grand Theft Auto remasters. Oh my goodness. Oh no. I don't know if I would do Red Dead 2. I don't know if that's my thing. Deathloop is on sale. Anybody like Deathloop? I don't know if I want to play that. I'm not going to pay $30 for it. Doom Eternal, $15 though. Okay. All right. Doom Eternal was so much crazier than Doom 2016. It's kind of shocking. Upstairs Candy said, I would also play Spider-Man, and you were referring to the fourth Uncharted. I don't care about the others. Oh, really? Is there like a huge difference in quality of the fourth? Was that like the best one in the series for the fans? I really know very little about Uncharted anything, or PlayStation anything really. Half-Life Alyx, there you go. If you're doing VR, does anybody do VR? I don't do VR. I don't have a system. I was thinking about getting a Quest 2 headset, but I probably wouldn't be able to get one at this point anyway for a couple months. So Oh my goodness. Oh, it's still so early, even though it's almost noon. I still feel very tired. Oh no. Sorry, I'm just looping it. I don't know. I'm just looping Animal Crossing music. I do have some Katamari music. I play that sometimes. And some original. Oh, sorry. I mean, we're talking about games. I got a Retroid. I got a Retroid last week, and I've been emulating everything and having a fantastic time. I really like that thing. That is, yeah, that offers a lot. Sorry, I just want to make sure that the Katamari stuff isn't too loud, because all of Katamari is louder than everything else. Boom, 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 boom. Upstairs Candy says, I played the fourth Uncharted, friend's house, and liked it. Cool, okay, more positive comments for fourth Uncharted game. Fox says, never had a VR. And also asked what time zone I'm Pacific time. I'm West Coast, USA, so California. Yeah. So it's what, 11:20 for me right now, AM. And Upstairs Candy says VR is fun, but I don't play it enough for the money. Yeah, especially for like the high-end systems. There's no way I would play, or there's no way I would buy like an Index. I'm not doing that. Anything with the sensors where you basically need a whole room dedicated to the system, I'm sorry, I'm not doing that. Pay $1,000 for this. No. But the Quest 2, I think the base model is like $300. I could potentially do that. Save up for that, you know. Oh, I know. Just pinball. Whatever. We're just doing pinball. Oh. Ooh, too loud. Quiet. Sorry, we're going to have to do this without sound. What are my controls? Here, there. Skill shot. We got it. Pokemon Pinball. Yeah, I got Pokemon Pinball, both Pokemon Pinball games for my Retroid, and I love them. I'm playing them a shocking amount. Having a great time. But I do think I... Oh, no. Sorry, the coffee really messes up my throat. So it's probably a bad idea before going on stream. But specifically, Pokemon Pinball Ruby Sapphire, I've really enjoyed. I don't know, there's something very appealing about that. Even though I wasn't directly involved in Gen 3 Pokemon stuff, I think that's a really fun game. I love a good pinball game. I was playing one on stream the other week. Upstairs Candy says Eastern time zone, so it's no, Fox says Eastern time zone, so it's 2:20 p.m. for them. Gotcha. I hope I'm not taking up your whole day. I hope everybody is off work today, at least in the U.S. I feel like Black Friday is kind of or just Thanksgiving week. Oh, whoops, wasn't paying attention. Upstairs Candy, it's 11:20 for them also. Oh, okay, cool. So we're not too spread out. But yeah, it seems like a decent time slot for a stream. Oh, how did we save that? Oh my goodness. But yeah, I don't know. I'll stream for a little while longer, maybe another 20 minutes or something, and then I probably just need to move on with my day, honestly. But yeah, I'm into it. This has been, I guess it turned into like an impromptu stream because of our very fun copyright issues. But that's cool. This is just how it is. This is just how it is. If you want to do stuff on Twitch and YouTube and anything, you just got to deal with it, I guess. I don't see a lot of it changing anytime soon. So. Oh, that was very bad on my part. Fox says, yeah, Thanksgiving week for them. Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, I had yesterday off, but that's kind of about it. But when you're freelance, you don't really get time off. I mean, there are just times when you're working and times when you're not working. It's not specific to a day or anything like that. But yeah, like I said at the very start of the stream many years ago. Oh, really, dude? Really? Give me just a second, fellas. Sorry, there was a fellow who started a leaf blower outside of my window. Wow, that was a terrible game. My goodness. I'll start a new one in just a second. Anyway, like I said at the very start of the stream, I don't know if anyone was here. I probably won't be streaming for the next couple of weeks just because I'm traveling a bit. And I'm going to have some work stuff to handle. So I probably just won't be able to stream at all. So yeah, it'll be a little while. I'll see how much I can upload in the meantime. Other stuff I can do. And who knows, maybe there will be a time where I can stream that's just not during the usual Thursday time slot. But whatever, we'll see how it goes. Upstairs Candy says, gotta go. Hey, no problem. Thanks for stopping by, Upstairs Candy. I really appreciate it. Have a good one. Hope you have a good weekend, too. And Parkour Fox says, I feel most adult animation now is just copy and pasting of each other, or a copy and paste of one of the big ones, like Family Guy or The Simpsons. I agree to an extent. I guess most adult animation, that's a decent take. Certainly, like, big budget adult animation, so anything like Fox Animation Domination, certainly. In fact, I made a video about, what is it, Great North, Duncanville, and Housebroken, which I think are all in the Animation Domination time slot on Fox, as far as I know. And yes, every one of those feels like a clone of, like, Family Guy, mostly Family Guy, or Bob's Burgers. And then certainly stuff like Big Mouth feels like ugly Family Guy, Paradise PD, Brickleberry even kind of had that feel to it for me. So I totally get what you're saying. And I definitely think I agree for a lot of that. But we do get some different stuff. Certainly streaming stuff. We were talking about BoJack earlier. I do think there are different things happening, but it's less common than just, big television stations are not doing super original adult animation work right now. I don't know, maybe there's not enough money in it or something, but yeah, it's just very safe bets. Very safe bets on stuff that feels and looks a lot like Family Guy. Lucas says, I want to do animation in the future. That's cool. Do you do any stuff now? That's the fun thing about animation is you can pretty much get started with, like, nothing. You can technically do some pen and paper animation with, just physical paper. Try to get pictures of each frame on your phone and stitch it together. It won't look great, but that's what I did starting out with the animation. And I think I put some stuff up on the website that has info on, like, basic gear to get you started with the animation on computer. But yeah, you can just get like a $30 USB drawing tablet. It doesn't have a screen, but that'll work with just about any animation software you find, whether it's paid stuff through Adobe or these other really expensive animation programs, or a free open source animation program like Krita, which I have, although I don't use it too much for animation, or my only option, or my favorite option for animation right now, is through Procreate on iPad. Like I said, I got this old iPad, and I prefer seeing all my strokes right away when I'm drawing. The USB tablets don't really give that to me. I'm kind of uncomfortable with them. But Procreate is awesome. It costs $10. So if you have like an iPad that can run it, and then you just buy like a cheap third-party stylus, highly recommend Procreate for getting started with animation, because it's really just the bare bones stuff that you need. You can tweak frame rates very easily and see how that changes things up. You can practice your timing. You can practice your squash and stretch. All the basic stuff, the basic principles of animation, super easy on Procreate, and they give you so many great brushes in Procreate. It's fantastic, and it's basically my go-to for animation at this point. Everything is done on there, and in fact I just did one the other day. Let me see if I can find it. Lucas says, I have some on my channel. Oh, I'm gonna have to check it out then. Oh, I can't go now, but when I finish the stream it'll let me go to a new channel. And I just did this actually. Sorry, I was playing through VLC. I just did this for the Craig of the Creek video. This was just the other day. It was super cheap and dirty. Can I do it one more time? It's very short. I'm just going to loop it a lot. But yeah, I love this. I love Procreate for animations. That's what I've been doing lately. And yeah, it's been great. It's been very fun. Fox also asks, have you played Dead by Daylight? I have. I will say that I'm not crazy about it. I have a friend who's more into it and plays online with people all the time. I got it through Game Pass. It's a 50 gig download, which I don't understand. But other than that, it's kind of free. So that makes it very easy to get into it. So at this point, I've only played, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 rounds total ever. But yeah, Dead by Daylight's not bad. It's really not the worst. I was probably being a little bit too grumpy about it before I actually tried it out for myself. It's a cool little game. It's certainly very similar to that Friday the 13th asymmetric multiplayer game from a few years back. But it's solid. It's solid. It's goofy fun, especially if you can play like in a private group with a bunch of friends. It's neat. It's pretty cool. Yeah. So that's where I am with that game, but yeah, whatever. Lucas says, right now I get Adobe Animate for free from my school. Oh, rad. That's awesome. Yeah, as long as you can stay on like student discounts and stuff, it's so good. I wish I could still get student discounts for things. You can save so much money, especially on software like that. And I do have Animate. I might drop my Adobe subscription soon, actually, which is another topic, but Animate's cool. One of my biggest issues with Animate is just that it's all vector based, so you basically just get the one brush, and it's nice to have vector based animations because then you can scale them, you're not losing resolution. I don't like the color picking tools on there. Some of the workflow's a little so I have used it a bunch in the past, but I've started to phase it out in favor of Procreate at this point. Which is whatever, you know, it comes down to personal preference. But just since I get so many different brushes and stuff on Procreate, it makes it an easy choice for me. So yeah, if you have anything that can run that, it's certainly worth checking out. A little bit of a investment there just because, you know, it's not a free app. But there are other, what is it, Flipper Clip and stuff, Flip a Clip? There are other free animation apps for phones and tablets and stuff that are pretty decent, actually. But yeah, Animate is great. You can do a ton with Animate. Obviously, you can do some professional grade stuff on there too. So it's good to have that. Yeah, and if you're not paying for it, absolutely, 100%. But yeah, cool. I guess I'll probably start winding down. I'll stick around for a little while since there's so much lag on the stream. Yeah, got my coffee, ruined my voice. I will continue to edit for a lot of the day, I think. I really do want to get that Craig of the Creek video done. It's going to be a long one. It's going to be like at least 40 minutes long. So I'm going to do that, and then I've had a couple other video ideas that I'd like to get back to. And especially after that Merrill Twins mess. Oh my gosh, that whole thing was such a mess. After all that weirdness, I do want to get back to some kind of normal videos that don't freak people out with weird presentation and weird experimental stuff going on. But yeah, Craig of the Creek one, I hope it'll be a crowd pleaser. I think a lot of people like that show already. It's a very positive video, so hopefully it won't exactly be controversial. But yeah, we'll see. I'll try to get that done. And what else? Play stuff? I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm going to take it easy today, but we'll see how it goes. What a day. Wow. What a stream. What a stream. Oh, my goodness. I gotta stay hydrated. Maybe play some more Katamari. Parkour Fox says I'll have to watch it. Have you ever seen Over the Garden Wall? I would assume so. Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, I did a whole stream just specifically about Over the Garden Wall. It was kind of like a fall stream and autumnal stream. No, I love, Over the Garden Wall is one of my favorite pieces of animated anything. I guess we can't really call it adult animation. Maybe just adult-friendly animation, as I like to say on here. I have a poster of Over the Garden Wall. I got one of the Mondo posters. They do like the limited screen prints, which is kind of a scam, but I like it. It's a neat poster. I love the art direction. I think the performances are great. The writing is very clever. Using the aesthetics of like early 20th century storytelling and like folklore, or just early 20th century animation, like Fleischer style stuff, is so neat. I don't know. It's just so many good ideas there. They clearly had a great team working on the show. I love it. Yeah, I love it absolutely. Yeah. Lucas says, I'm excited for Smiling Friends to come out. Yeah, someone, I don't know if it was you who mentioned that show on a previous stream, Lucas. Maybe it was someone else. But yeah, people are pretty hyped for that one. And I've only seen like little tiny clips. So I can't really comment on it. But I do think I'll probably have to check it out. Just for the sake of doing this channel and everything. I think it would be a good idea. But it looks neat. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, it's certainly one that's on my list that I'm keeping an eye on, you know. But yeah, you know what? I think Parkour Fox says, I'm glad there's more adult-friendly animation. Yeah, for sure. It certainly does seem to be, I won't call it a movement, but like, there's more than ever before, and I think that plenty of studios now realize that there's also just a lot of money in that. Like, if you make something that works for these sort of two different audiences, it's very profitable. It was very profitable for Adventure Time. It's been very profitable for Steven Universe, and any other number of shows. So hopefully we get more. I love when shows ride the line, you know, where it's not like crazy gross out humor or super adult stuff. There's a place for that too, and I enjoy that a lot too. But I also enjoy the somewhat wholesome shows that have enough meat on the bone for adult viewers to actually connect with them and enjoy it and stick with the story. So so I'm hoping we'll get more from anybody in the near future. But anyway, I think that's about it. Thank you so much to everyone who came up for the stream. The crazy impromptu stuff with the copyright thing, I'll just remove that other stream that got taken down, whatever. Copyright. And yeah, thanks for staring at my desktop for a while. This is what I got right now. And for chatting. It's been fun. And who knows, maybe in the future I'll try to do some streams at this time of day if it's easier for some people. Who knows? Anything can happen. Except for Has Been Hotel, we can never talk about it or look at it or hear it or anything, so that's off the table. But anything else, we can do. Parker Fox also asked, sorry, I'll just catch up on these and I'll head out, but Parker Fox says, have you watched Bluey? Which I have, and it's on Disney Plus, and I like it a lot. And I haven't made a video, but it's actually pretty great. And also, goodbye, Fox. Thanks for coming by. Lucas, goodbye, everybody. Thank you once again. Really appreciate it. And, have a good one. Take it easy this weekend, alright? Okay, bye.